So it's been like a solid month that I'm like, oh, we have to do this. And so I just cry for random reasons. And I'm like, Chris, we should talk about, like, we should go to, like, Europe next summer or something. Like, let's go do something. He's like, Judy, we don't have to right now. And I was like, but we do. And then he, like, realized, like, Judy, it's okay. Like,
and he knew why you were freaking out.
And so he's like, we have our whole lives to do whatever we want. And I'm like, what if we don't? And he's like, we do. It doesn't matter if we go to, like, tomorrow or when we're 70, we'll go. Because I told you we'd go. It's okay. I'm like, okay. And so it was very comforting and just reminded me of, like, how important communication is. Because right now he's been like, man, that guy's crazy for, like, the past month or two.
He's being strong for you now. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of women that I talk to, and they have to be strong for their husbands when they're on deployment. Even if they've had a really bad day and their husband calls, they're not allowed to have him comfort them. Mm-hmm. And he's being strong for you now. And that's a sign of a really strong marriage and a really, really good marriage. And I've been there too, and it just hurts my heart to see, these young people at such a young age, realizing this is the beginning of our lives. But
it's crazy. Like, I see a lot of people now who, my husband, he's been in the Marine Corps for 3 years now. And on, like, one hand, like, oh, it's just 3 years, but in the Marine Corps it feels like forever, like, he's already halfway done with his term. And you meet a lot of people in that time now whose husband's already done, or, like, they've already gotten out of the Marine Corps. And some of them are like, cool, let's do this, let's do that, and they move on with their lives. But a lot of them are like, well, now what? I can't imagine not being a Marine wife. I can't imagine not being a Marine. Totally just pulls it out from under him. And I'm like, you guys, you were forced to be so, mature and so strong while you're a Marine wife, that when you're suddenly back in the civilian world and you're like, okay, now I'm a student, or now I'm working in an office, or now I'm a police officer, like, suddenly it's like, oh, you're going to be home every night for dinner? Like, for real? And
oh yeah, I can talk to that. I can attest to that.
And so it's suddenly like, wow, okay, I'm still young by, like, the rest of the world's standards. I have a lot to do, but I feel like I've done so much already.
Amen. I know that for me, it was very hard because I was 25-year-old woman considering a life. Okay, I've made a covenant before God. I've made this decision to live my life with this person, and we may not be able to fulfill it. And when we got out of the Marine Corps, I felt the same way. I felt like I've lived through so much, and that's why I have such a tight relationship with military wives still. They are my band of brides. It's a relationship. It's an understanding that we all go through.